Hello everyone and welcome back to Cop.Supply. In this video we're going to be overviewing TSB, so let's just right into it. We're going to begin at the settings page, but before I do that I want to go over the functionality of the application. So as you can see, the application is here. We have the minimize button, the X button, and also we have a orange overline around the entire application. And also if you want to go ahead and resize it, there is actually no full screen button, so you can go ahead and go to a corner and size it appropriately. So I'm going to go ahead and size it for this overview, so give me one moment here and that should be good to go. So we're going to go ahead and begin the overview at the settings page. So when we go to the settings page, our license key is there. I've gone ahead and blurred it out, and then you have your Discord webhook here. So obviously there is an outline of one there, however you can go ahead and put in your own Discord webhook here. You can hit test once you've done. You can also hit the deactivate a license button if you wish, and above that it shows you the expiry date for the license. Then we have the export button. If you wish to export anything, you can hit the export button. If you hit the import button, it opens up a file directly like so. And also if you want to contact support, you can hit this button and it takes you to the TSB contact us page on a browser, so you can go ahead and hit that if you wish to do that. And these two buttons are to zoom in and out of this page. You can wish to do that as well, you can go ahead and use that, but for now I'm going to keep it the same. Then we have our default Nike region. We can go ahead and select it. So I'm from the United Kingdom, so I'm going to hit that. Then we have our NSWBA bus limit. You can go ahead and configure that as well, so you can change the number here with the arrows, or alternatively just simply type something in like so. And then you have the option for a dark and light mode within the bot. I'm going to stick with the dark mode. And then for your default proxy list, you can go ahead and change that. At the moment it only says localhost because we haven't configured anything, but once you go ahead and create proxy lists, then they will appear there. Then you can hit the cookie jar button and it opens up the sensor generator. You can go ahead and configure how to do this. So you have ID, site, cookies, proxy list, actions, and status. So it says one, Nike, cookies, and proxy list. Obviously, once again, I recapped it over there. We don't have any proxy lists at the moment, so it only says localhost. And then you have the start a task button. But before we do that, you can export and import any cookies if you wish. You can also delete cookies as well. So if I hit the start button, it says generating and it goes through that entire process. But I'm gonna hit pause here and then it goes back to idle. Then we have profile pictures for accounts. You can go ahead and hit browse. This opens up a file directory, so you can put some profile pictures on your account, and you can hit the clear files button as well. Then it says here the max file size is 2 MB and the allowed format is JPEG and JPG only. Now moving over to the orders section, we have the product, order number, size, ship to, phone, email, date, status, and actions. You can go ahead and export your orders from TSB to somewhere else, and also import. When you hit import, it will go ahead and show up a file directory. Then for the cop section, it shows the successful checkouts. So it will show the image of the item, the name, the method, the email, size, time checked out, profile, and actions. Keep in mind the time checked out is based on your local computer time. Moving over to the calendar section, you can see the image of a release coming up. You can see the name, the methods. We have Leo, Flo, and if you keep scrolling down, you'll see Dan as well. Then you have the style, color, the price of the item, and also the release date. Moving over to proxies, you can go ahead and add your proxies here and create lists. So we have ID, name, proxies count, and then we have export proxies, import proxies. Once again, that opens up a file directory and a new proxy list, which is what we're going to go ahead and do here. So I've gone ahead and grabbed the proxy here, which I'm going to go ahead and put in. I've gone and blurred it out. You can clearly see that there's a proxy there, and we're going to go ahead and call the proxy list name video test, just like that. And it's going to pop up here. You can hit the split proxies button if you wish. You can go and split them up, and then you can hit the check format button. So if you hit this, it goes ahead and checks it and it goes green just to check that the format's correct. And then you can hit the create new proxy list button to go ahead and create the proxy list. So it says ID1, the name is video test, the proxy count is 1, the date created is June 13th 2020, and then you have some actions. So for the actions, you have the edit proxy list button. So if you hit this, it goes ahead and shows the proxy scene that we just saw before, and we also have the delete button as well. Then at the bottom you have the delete all button if you wish to do that as well. Then moving over to the profiles section, at the top we have a filter, so you can go ahead and search through the profiles you create. Then it's separated through the ID, profile name, and date created, and you can also export some profiles out of TSB to somewhere else, import them via a file directory, and also create a new profile. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. We're going to click new profile, and this is what it looks like. So you have your payment type, which is your profile name, phone number, card, expire date, CVV, and then you have the cancel and create profile. But before you actually do that, you have the shipping details and billing details. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually show you how you can create a test profile here. So it has the convenient button of generate fake address, and I want my shipping details to be the exact same as billing. So I'm going to hit this button, so that gets grayed out. I'm going to go ahead and hit generate fake address, and that's what it's gone ahead and done, as you guys can see. So I'm going to call the profile name video test again. As you guys saw, it went ahead and override it, but it's all good. We're going to hit create new profile, and as you guys can see, success billing has been added. So the ID is 1, the profile is video test, the name is Enna, and then the date created is June 13th 2020, and the info is Visa. Then we have the edit button to go ahead and edit the details. We have the delete button to go ahead and delete it, and we can click these 3 dots to duplicate it, and jig address. If I duplicate it, I can go ahead and delete it by hitting this button. Now moving to the account section, we can go ahead and add some accounts here, and we have a filter search bar at the top like before. Then it is separated into ID, account, date added, location, region, number, and status. Then we also have the option to export, import accounts as well, and then we have the new account button and also actions below it depending on the account that we button. Then at the bottom you have the check all, access all, delete all, stop all, and order all, as well as the reset button at the bottom once we add some accounts in here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the new account option, and it says email and password 1 per line. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a random account here, johndoe1@gmail.com, and call the password johndoe1. Create new account. Success, 1 account have been added successfully. As you guys can see, the ID is there, the account is there, the date added is there, the location is not available, so is the region as well as the number, and the status is standby because we have yet to do anything with it. Then for actions, we have the start task, we have the edit account buttons. We can go ahead and edit it, so I can go ahead and change anything if I wish. If I were to change this to free, for example, hit save, it goes and changes it, and I also have the delete button. So once I hit the start task button, it will go ahead and go through the statuses because we actually need to start our harvester, but that is just to show that it actually works and the process is working fine. So once I went ahead and stopped it, the status went to stopped. But let's move over to the final page, which is tasks. So on the task page, once again we have the filter search at the top, and then the tasks are separated through ID, site, method, product, size, profile, account, proxy list, and status. Now once again we have the options to export and import tasks. If you wish, we can go ahead and create a new task, and there's actions associated with the task we create. Then at the bottom we have the start all, stop all, delete all, and mass edit and edit all buttons. We can hit this, restart all, restart non-sleeping. We can change the product link, the size color, the size, the proxy list, set headless to true and set headless to false. And also at the very bottom we have the entry, which is 0, pooped, which is 0, non-winning entries, which is 0, cookies, which is 0 at the moment, and sleeping tasks, which is 0. And this will all change as we run our task and add tasks. Then it says TSP copyright 2020 version 1.6.33, and we can check if this version number is the latest available by hitting this, and this will pop up saying update unavailable, latest version is over installed, so we are good to go. So hitting the new task button, it will pop up like this. We can configure the region. So if I hit this, I can go ahead and choose a region, or I can search for it. So if I were to type in United Kingdom like so, then United Kingdom pops up. But alternatively, I can go ahead and select multiple regions like this, and they all get separated by a comma. But I'm going to go ahead and stick to United Kingdom. For the product link, you can go ahead and put in a product link that is associated with the release. For the example of this video, I'm just going to put in a random URL here just to actually show that the task has created. So I put in google.com over there. For the size, you can go ahead and put the size in there. So let's say if I were to put 6, now obviously that's a size 6. Then for your profiles, you hit this, and we only have 1 profile available. Alternatively, I can go ahead and search for it at the top if you have loads of profiles. I'm going to hit video test. Then for proxy list, you have the options of localhost and video test. I'm going to go ahead and go with video test. And then for accounts, we can go ahead and select our account via its email, and alternatively we can go ahead and search it up and it pops up as well. And at the bottom we have a few options where it says require login, schedule task, NSWBA, refill like info on headless. You can go ahead and do anything like that. And also the schedule task is dependent on your computer time, so please keep that in mind. Then you can go ahead and hit the create new task button, and as you guys can see, success task has been added. The ID is 1, the site is United Kingdom, the method is NSWBA, the product is www.google.com. Obviously that is inaccurate, it's just for the purpose of this video, but it is there. The size is 6, the video profile is video test, it's been cut off there, but if you hover over it, it tells you. The account is there as well, the proxy list is video test, and the status is standby. Then for actions, we have the start button, the edit button, which pops this up once again, the delete button, and also the 3 dots to restart the task, duplicate the task like that. We can go ahead and delete it as well. then the log for the task, set a product link, set a style color, set a size, set a proxy list, set headers to true and set headers to false. Very similar to the edit all button, however this affects all tasks, whereas hitting this only affects this task. So if we were to go ahead and start the task, and as you guys can see it's going through the statuses, it's not going to work because it is www.google.com, but that is just to show you the process of the actual task. So that concludes the overview of TSB at Cop.Supply.